I asked you a while ago if any of this stuff belonged to you, and you said nothing.
Maybe maybe when my wife.
Hold on, you said nothing, and then
okay, yeah, I did say.
Later on, you revealed that you and your wife went grocery shopping. So, again, is that your bag?
Yeah, if it is, yes.
Yeah. So there's a credibility issue. So
no, it's yeah. Okay.
No, because you're not being honest.
I didn't know if it's my wife put it in there when we went to the supermarket. I'm being honest.
But she's telling you that none of this was hers. I asked her first, is any of this yours? And she said no. So you have to, and then you said no.
I didn't see that. I don't know.
You didn't see that? I pulled that up. See, you're doing it again. You're doing it again. If what you're saying is true, that you have to test drive it more than, you test driving it at work.
Okay.
If you are standing firm on that, then there's no point in lying. You could have just said, I have to drive it outside of work because I need to really test it.
Yeah, I do.
Right, and if that's the case, then just say that from the start. Don't deny that you were in the car.
I never denied I was in the car.
You denied. You said, listen, I never use it for personal reasons. When you go to the store with your wife, that is a personal reason.
Okay, so I apologize. I
Yeah,
didn't know
when
it
you go
would
to that
be. I
beach-
didn't know that would be personal.
It is.
Okay.
Do you not know the difference? You're using her car to go to the grocery store with your wife. She doesn't have to be in the car.
It's true. Okay,
Right?
I apologize.
So that's a personal reason.
Okay.
You driving to the beach and not going to the beach and driving back, that isn't a personal reason. I understand why you did it.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're
All right. I have a question for you, Ms. Jones. The receipt. How do you get to $2,800?
Because I gave him one time, twice. He asked me, did I have any money? I went to my bank and I withdrew cash. I gave him $800. And then the second time he said he needed money, I gave him $300.
Okay, wait. So in your complaint, it states that you paid him 2 times in the amount of $2,800. Is that true?
Yes.
So you paid him $5,600?
This was in a matter of a couple of years. The first time he fixed my transmission,
Okay.
I paid him $2,800 cash.
And then you paid back.
That was in 2023.
Okay.
And then 2024,
You had the same issue with the
I had
transmission.
the same issue with the
You
transmission.
paid him another $2,800.
And I paid him another $2,800.
And that's true?
Yes.
Okay.
Ms. Jones, you said you paid $27 for a Easy Pass fee that
When it went over to Verrazano.
went on the Verrazano
Went on
Bridge.
the Verrazano.
You traveled over the Verrazano Bridge. Where's your shop in Valley Stream? So what are you going over the Verrazano Bridge for? You went into Staten Island?
Driving the car.
Do you go into Staten Island?
Yes, I did.
Who paid for that? That
I paid.
27. You paid the 27.
I paid it. It went through that toll, and I had to pay for it.
I'm done.
Ms. Jones, do you know what icebreakers are?
No.
Mints, the mints icebreakers?
Oh, yes.
Do you use those?
No.
So the icebreakers that were like wedged in the car were not yours?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, the parties are excused while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you both.
I think this is the first time we've ever seen a case like this where a mechanic is taking a customer's car home and using it for personal reasons. I didn't find the defendant credible.
No.
I found the plaintiff to be very honest, very patient. I'm inclined to award her the full amount, the $2,800 that she paid. She's had to return the SUV 3 times to him.
Yeah.
And I'm inclined to give her punitive damages.
To me, the $2,800 may very well include punitive damages because I think she did get a benefit of some of his work.
How?
Well,
In what way?
I don't know. It's a good question.
She drove the car away, instantly broke.
Yeah, I
Went
don't
back
think
a
she
second
got-
time, paid him another $2,800, broke. It was
No,
always
oh,
the
no,
same
no,
issue.
no.
The first time was,
The first $2,800 was a year and a half.
but a year later, you shouldn't still have a transmission issue.
I agree.
But not only that, he guaranteed it. He gave her a $12,000 or 1 year guarantee.
On the second time.
On the second one.
Yeah.
And the second one didn't work.
Then kept her car for 4 months. When did she ever enjoy the car?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then went and did a pop-up, and my car's not even on the lot.
I know. My only hesitation in awarding punitive damages is that the amount would actually exceed the amount she requested for, as opposed to saying, you know what, you asked for $1,000 in emotional distress. We don't believe there was emotional distress. However, we believe there was extreme and outrageous conduct.
So you wouldn't award her the $27, even though she didn't ask for it?
I find it hard to
Okay.
give her more than what she asked.
Okay.
She was very generous in what she
Very
asked for.
generous. So we're unanimous
Yes.
that the verdict is in favor of the plaintiff for the full amount of $2,800.
Yes.
Agreed, and I wish we could give her more.